Now, I think Mr. Borin is back, so I like to bring him in. He's all ready. Okay. Borin, are you back? Borin, I think. Sorry about the confusion about the timing. Yeah. Now, let me say again. Dr. Khieu Borin, he's from Cambodia.
Yes,
he's Director General on the General Directorate of Local Communities in the Ministry of Environment. Essentially, he's the main driver, driving sustainability effort in Cambodia. So we'd like to hear from him. Yeah, Dr. Borin, all yours.
Good afternoon. First of all, I would like to send my respect to Honorable Senator Dato Sriti Lianke, Deputy Minister of Youth and Sport of Malaysia, Honorable Singa Bidi Hans, Minister of Agriculture of Democratic Republic of Congo, Honorable Chanan Sun, Ka John Pap Gabon's President of Peace, Honorable Dr. T. Chan Singh, Vice President of Peace, Honorable Professor Oye Baji Oje Jinka, Chief of Staff and Director of Cabinet of the Presidents of African Development Bank, Honorable Nyan Watai, Vice Chancellor, Singha University. This is my great pleasure and honor and pleased to deliver my speech on behalf of His Excellency Saisam Al, the Minister of Environments at the Working for Rice Project, Global Launching Ceremony, and the third Future Economic Collaboration Business Forum. First of all, allow me to express my sincere thanks by inviting me as a guest speaker to the Walking for Rice Project Global Launching Ceremony and the third Future Economic Collaboration Business Forum organized by PEACE. Excellency, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, COVID-19 pandemic is affecting the economy and the livelihood of the people globally, particularly smallholder farmer, migrant worker, other informal worker, including women, household heads, families. The agricultural sector is being affected via knock-on impacts alongside some supply disruptions, a downturn in economic and business activity, including tourism, due to physical distance and lockdown measures by governments, and ongoing climate threats such as drought and floods. The pandemic has hit a complex web of agriculture value chains sector actor, from input supplier, producer, collector, processor to consumer, particularly small-scale producer. It is also eroding the resilience of vulnerable groups, including small-scale farmer, fisher, and forest-dependent community. There has been growing evidence of impact on nutritional and food security among vulnerable groups due to income losses and micro loan resulting in changing food consumption patterns. Farmer and rural people are mostly dependent on agriculture for food, income, livelihoods, and food security and nutrition. Cambodia, as one of the most vulnerable countries to climate change and ranked under the top 10 in indices. Climate change is predicted a significant increase in temperature and change of precipitations. The change of seasonal and monsoons and rainfall patterns will bring more intensified floods, and drought. I just would like on myself as the Director General of local community. I'm responsible for community living around the protected area. So we think, in order to do our work properly in the protected area, we need to change the way how people depend on for their livelihoods. So in the past, they do hunting, do clash and burn agriculture. Now at the present day, we need to protect and conserve our natural resources. Therefore, more land clearance is not prohibited. So intensification using modern technology in agriculture must be applied. So the government of Cambodia has made great efforts to significantly increase the protected area system in order to conserve the rich biodiversity and ecosystem in the country, which play a critical role in rural livelihoods. Cambodia ecosystem also provide critical ecological and economic value for the country overall development, as well as that they are of significance in the region context too. Over the last 5 years, the protected area in Cambodia, which has essential double in size, now represent the second largest forest system in Asia after Bhutan's, covering more than 41% in the country land side, accounting for 7.4 million hectares, and about 75 of the remaining forests are now within this protected area. So while I'm talking the protected area, we're talking about water and land, which are the most important input for the livelihood of millions and millions of people in the world. So why the economic growth is important for human development? It will not be sustainable if it comes at the expense of degrading land and natural resources, weakening the functioning of the country ecosystem services. The loss of ecosystem services can be costly to a nation's wealth and directly affecting the livelihood of many rural families, especially women and the poor and marginalized, who depend directly on forests and other biodiversity for their subsistence and income. Despite efforts, challenges remain in ensuring the effective conservation and management of biodiversity, including protected area and forests in Cambodia. There are options for livelihood available to community living around the protected area. We must think of this is a crucial option that would change the dependency on forests and natural resources to turn into other more productive activity, including livestock and also ecotourism. Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we recognize the natural assets are the heart of our economic development, and therefore the reinforcement and broadening of the management of natural resources to strike a balance between development and conservation through the development of regulatory frameworks and mechanisms for carbon trading, strengthening capacity, preparation and implementation of climate change adaptation measures, assessment of the scope of the use of environmental financing mechanism, including payment for environmental services and environmental funds, strengthening the management of protected area, including protections of biodiversity rainforest and wetlands area, and environmental and ecosystem monitoring and control mechanism in both national and subnational level. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Ministry of Environment, I would like to express my appreciation to the organizers and peace team for organizing the Walking for Rice global launching ceremony and the third Future Economic Collaborations Business Forum. Finally, I would wish a great success in our journey to our better world. Thank you for your attentions.